Exodus chapter 16. The whole Israelite community set out from Elim and came to the desert of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after they had come out of Egypt. In the desert, the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The Israelites said to them, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat round pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted, but you have brought us out into this desert to starve this entire assembly to death."
出埃及记16，玛乃和鹌鹑，以色列全会众从以琳启程，在出埃及之后第2个月15日，到了以琳和西奈中间逊的旷野。以色列全会众在旷野向摩西和亚伦发怨言。以色列人对他们说：“我们宁愿在埃及地死在耶和华手中。那时我们坐在肉锅旁，吃饼的饱。你们却将我们领出来，到这旷野，要叫这全会众都饿死啊！”
Then the Lord said to Moses, "I will rain down bread from heaven for you. The people are to go out each day and gather enough for that day. In this way I will test them and see whether they will follow my instructions. On the 6th day they are to prepare what they bring in, and that is to be twice as much as they gather on the other days." So Moses and Aaron said to all the Israelites, "In the evening you will know that it was the Lord who brought you out of Egypt, and in the morning you will see the glory of the Lord, because he has heard your grumbling against him. Who are we that you should grumble against us?" Moses also said, "You will know that it was the Lord when he gives you meat to eat in the evening, and all the bread you want in the morning, because he has heard your grumbling against him. Who are we? You are not grumbling against us, but against the Lord."
耶和华对摩西说：“看啊，我要从天降食物给你们，百姓可以出去，每天收集当天的分量，这样我就可以考验他们是否遵行我的指示。到第6天，他们预备食物，所收集的分量要比每天所收的多1倍。”摩西和亚伦对以色列众人说：“到了晚上，你们就知道是耶和华将你们从埃及的领出来的。早晨，你们要看见耶和华的荣耀，因为耶和华听见你们向他所发的怨言了。我们算什么？你们竟然向我们发怨言呢？”摩西又说：“耶和华晚上必给你们肉吃，早晨必给你们食物的饱，因为耶和华已经听见你们向他所发的怨言。我们算什么呢？你们的怨言不是向我们发的，而是向耶和华发的。”
Then Moses told Aaron, "Say to the entire Israelite community, 'Come before the Lord, for he has heard your grumbling.'" While Aaron was speaking to the whole Israelite community, they looked towards the desert, and there was the glory of the Lord appearing in the cloud. The Lord said to Moses, "I have heard the grumbling of the Israelites. Tell them, at twilight you will eat meat, and in the morning you will be filled with bread. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God." That evening quail came and covered the camp, and in the morning there was a layer of dew around the camp. When the dew was gone, thin flakes like frost on the ground appeared on the desert floor. When the Israelites saw it, they said to each other, "What is it?" For they did not know what it was. Moses said to them, "It is the bread the Lord has given you to eat. This is what the Lord has commanded. Everyone is to gather as much as they need. Take an omer for each person you have in your tent." The Israelites did as they were told. Some gathered much, some little. And when they measured it by the omer, the one who gathered much did not have too much, and the one who gathered little did not have too little. Everyone had gathered just as much as they needed. Then Moses said to them, "No one is to keep any of it until morning." However, some of them paid no attention to Moses. They kept part of it until morning, but it was full of maggots and began to smell. So Moses was angry with them. Each morning, everyone gathered as much as they needed, and when the sun grew hot, it melted away.
摩西对亚伦说：“你对以色列全会众说， 你们来到耶和华面前，因为他已经听见你们的怨言了。”亚伦正对以色列全会众说话的时候，他们转向旷野，看哪，耶和华的荣光在云中显现。耶和华吩咐摩西说：“我已经听见以色列人的怨言了。你要对他们说，到黄昏的时候，你们要吃肉，早晨也必有食物的饱。你们就知道我是耶和华你们的上帝。到了晚上，有鹌鹑上来，遮满营地；早晨，营地周围有一层露水。那一层露水蒸发之后，看哪，旷野的表面出现了小圆物，好像地上的薄霜一样。以色列人看见了，不知道是什么，就彼此说：这是什么？摩西对他们说：这是耶和华给你们吃的食物。耶和华所吩咐的是这样：你们每个人要按自己的食量收集，个人要为帐篷里的人收集，按照人口数，每个人1俄梅尔。以色列人就照样去做，有的收多，有的收少，用俄梅尔量一量，多收的没有余，少收的也没有缺，个人都按着自己的食量收集。摩西对他们说：任何人都不可以把所收的留到早晨。然而他们不听从摩西，当中有人把食物留到早晨，食物就生虫发臭了。摩西就向他们发怒。他们每日早晨按着个人的食量收集，太阳一发热，食物就融化了。
On the 6th day, they gathered twice as much, 2 omers for each person. And the leaders of the community came and reported this to Moses. He said to them, This is what the Lord commanded. Tomorrow is to be a day of Sabbath rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. So bake what you want to bake and boil what you want to boil. Save whatever is left and keep it until morning. So they saved it until morning as Moses commanded, and it did not stink or get maggots in it. Eat it today, Moses said, because today is a Sabbath to the Lord. You will not find any of it on the ground today. 6 days you are to gather it, but on the 7th day, the Sabbath, there will not be any. Nevertheless, some of the people went out on the 7th day to gather it, but they found none. Then the Lord said to Moses, How long will you refuse to keep my commands and my instructions? Bear in mind that the Lord has given you the Sabbath. That is why on the 6th day he gives you bread for 2 days. Everyone is to stay where they are on the 7th day. No one is to go out. So the people rested on the 7th day.
到第6天，他们收集了双倍的食物，每个人2俄梅尔。会众的官长来告诉摩西，摩西对他们说：耶和华吩咐，明天是安息日，是向耶和华守的圣安息日。你们要烤的就烤，要煮的就煮，所剩下的都留到早晨。他们就照摩西的吩咐，把剩下的留到早晨。这些食物既不发臭，里头也没有生虫。摩西说：你们今天就吃这些吧，因为今天是向耶和华守的安息日，你们在野外必找不着食物了。6天可以收集，第7天是安息日，这一天什么也没有了。第7天，百姓中有人出去收，什么也找不着。耶和华对摩西说：你们不肯遵守我的诫令和教导，要到几时呢？你们看，耶和华既然将安息日赐给你们，所以第6天他就赐给你们2天的食物。第7天，个人都要留在自己的地方，不许任何人从这里出去。于是百姓在第7天安息了。
The people of Israel called the bread manna. It was white like coriander seed, and tasted like wafers made with honey. Moses said, This is what the Lord has commanded. Take an omer of manna, and keep it for the generations to come, so that they can see the bread I gave you to eat in the wilderness when I brought you out of Egypt. So Moses said to Aaron, Take a jar, and put an omer of manna in it. Then place it before the Lord to be kept for the generations to come. As the Lord commanded Moses, Aaron put the manna with the tablets of the covenant law that it might be preserved. The Israelites ate manna for 40 years, until they came to a land that was settled. They ate manna until they reached the border of Canaan. An omer is 1/10 of an ephah.
以色列家给这食物取名叫玛纳，它的样子像盐穗子，颜色是白的，吃起来像和蜜的薄饼。摩西说：“耶和华所吩咐的是这样，要装满一俄梅尔的吗？那留给你们的后代，使他们可以看见我领你们出埃及地的时候，在旷野所给你们吃的食物。”摩西对亚伦说：“你拿一个罐子，装满一俄梅尔的玛纳，存在耶和华面前，留给你们的后代。”耶和华怎么吩咐摩西，亚伦就照样做，把玛纳存留作见证。以色列人吃玛纳共40年，直到进入有人居住的地方，他们吃玛纳，直到迦南地的边境。一俄梅尔是1以法的1/10。